The most dangerous criminals aren't loud. They don't chase headlines. They don't give interviews. They don't need fear to announce them. They let the system speak for them. Frank Lucas didn't look like a kingpin. He didn't dress like one. He didn't talk like one. He didn't move with bodyguards or flashing lights. He moved like a man unnoticed. And that's exactly why he worked. While others built empires on noise and chaos, Frank Lucas built his on silence. No public feuds. No theatrical violence. No need to prove dominance. His power wasn't visible. It was operational. And for a time, no one saw him coming. Frank Lucas was born in 1930, in La Grange, North Carolina, a segregated town where opportunity was theoretical and violence was practical. As a child, he witnessed something that never left him. A black man, accused without proof, shot in the street by members of the Ku Klux Klan. No arrests. No consequences. No justice. The message was clear. The law did not exist equally. Protection was selective. And survival meant understanding power, not trusting it. Frank left the South as a teenager, carrying that lesson with him. He arrived in Harlem during a different kind of war. One fought in shadows, in alleyways, in whispered negotiations. There, he met Bumpy Johnson, the most powerful black crime boss in New York. Lucas didn't rise through violence. He rose through discipline, obedience, observation. He carried Bumpy's money, ran errands, watched how deals were made. Bumpy taught him the difference between power and impulse, between intimidation and control, between ruling through fear and ruling through structure. Frank listened, and listening would make him dangerous. When Bumpy Johnson died in 1968, Harlem fractured overnight. Lieutenants fought for control. Suppliers inflated prices. Middlemen multiplied like parasites. The old order collapsed. Most saw chaos. Frank Lucas saw inefficiency. He didn't want to inherit Bumpy's position. He wanted to redesign the system entirely. He cut out the middlemen. No Italian suppliers. No shared percentages. No tribute payments. He would go directly to the source. It was bold. It was risky. It was revolutionary. And if it failed, it would get him killed. Lucas traveled to Southeast Asia, to the Golden Triangle, to the origin point of heroin production. There were no American street dealers here. No inflated prices. No artificial shortages. Just supply. Heroin was cheaper, purer, unregulated. Lucas built relationships directly with suppliers. He created his own import channels, his own distribution networks. And when the product arrived in New York, it was different. Stronger. Cleaner. More consistent. He branded it Blue Magic. Nearly twice as strong as anything on the streets. Packaged carefully. Marketed through reliability. Customers trusted it. And trust builds loyalty faster than fear ever could. It flooded Harlem. Then Detroit. Then cities across the country. Addiction followed. Overdoses followed. Funerals followed. And Lucas watched numbers climb. Quietly. Not celebrating. Not bragging. Just calculating. Frank Lucas' legend exploded with one detail. Heroin smuggled in military coffins. American soldiers killed in Vietnam. Used as camouflage for shipments. The image alone was chilling. War dead turned into transport vehicles. Patriotism turned into packaging. Whether fully accurate or partially exaggerated, The story spread quickly. It meant one thing. Nothing was sacred. Not grief. Not sacrifice. Not national symbols. And if coffins could be compromised, then no system was immune. The myth strengthened his reputation. And reputation is currency in the underworld. Lucas refused to pay mafia taxes. Refused to bow to established crime families. Refused to operate beneath anyone. This was dangerous. New York's heroin trade had long been controlled by Italian-American crime organizations. Frank Lucas bypassed them entirely. He dressed plainly, lived modestly, drove ordinary cars. He understood visibility was vulnerability. Until one mistake. In 1971, he attended the fight of the century. The iconic bout between Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Front row. Under bright lights. Wearing an expensive chinchilla fur coat. A king stepping into the spotlight. Law enforcement noticed. And once they noticed, they never looked away. In 1975, Frank Lucas was arrested. Not through genius detective work. Not through dramatic shootouts. Not through wiretaps alone. Through betrayal. His own cousin. His own family. Lucas was sentenced to 70 years in prison. An empire built on precision collapsed under interrogation. But Frank Lucas understood systems better than most. And systems always want something. Lucas became an informant. He gave names, routes, distribution maps, corrupt officers, complicit officials. Over 100 convictions followed. The same system he once exploited now rewarded him for cooperation. His sentence was reduced dramatically. But freedom came with consequences. In the underworld, betrayal is permanent. Frank Lucas walked free while others paid the price. And reputations don't recover from that. Freedom didn't bring peace. Lucas returned to Harlem older. No longer feared. The streets had changed. New players controlled supply. New alliances had formed. He was arrested again years later for attempting to re-enter the drug trade. But the era that created him was gone. The system had evolved. And it no longer needed him. Frank Lucas died in 2019, at 88 years old. No shootout. No empire. No front row seats. The man who once controlled millions died quietly. Not as a legend. Not as a ruler. But as a survivor. Frank Lucas proved something uncomfortable. The most dangerous criminals don't fight the system. They study it. Learn it. Exploit its blind spots. And disappear inside it. He didn't rule through spectacle. He ruled through access. Direct access to supply. Direct access to corruption. Direct access to weakness. And when access was removed, so was everything else. Frank Lucas didn't conquer the underworld. He slipped through it. Reshaped it briefly. And lived long enough to see it move on without him. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe and stay tuned. More true stories are coming soon.